Hey everybody, and welcome to After the Presentation. Again, forgot to do it at the presentation, but that's cool. I'm at the airport. We got to do it now. And it's good because I got two things to talk to you about today. So I did a webinar earlier this week, and we talked about adaptive leadership and how, the golden rule is we treat people as we would want to be treated, but sometimes people are in a different place from an educational standpoint, from an experiential standpoint, from an emotional standpoint. And so the new golden rule for adaptive leadership is that we want to treat people as they want to be treated, right? So if we're dealing with somebody who's brand new to something, we want to make sure we're teaching them. Whereas if we're dealing with somebody who's done a task a million times before, we want to delegate and let them go. So remember that as you're leading people, lead them the way they want to be treated. That's going to help them have the most success. That's going to make you the most effective leader. So make sure you're adaptive. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about today is I attended a leadership workshop, and we talked about marketing. And one of the interesting things that Marquita said was, when you're thinking about marketing, it's all about relationships. And in my very first After the Presentation, Phil Gerbicek had talked about relationships and don't try to go for the mass, try to create the relationships. When you're in a small business like mine, when you're in a relationship-based business, you want to make sure that you're creating those relationships. That's where your key is. And we talked about that at this leadership conference that I was at as a participant too. So remember that when you're trying to build a business or build rapport, build those relationships. Have the courage to walk up to somebody and have a conversation, somebody you don't know, not for any purpose other than to connect, to provide value, and to make a new friend. So go out there, build those relationships, and treat people the way they want to be treated. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week.